Hi, I'm Nick Butter and I've been nominated for the Endurance Fundraiser of the Year award. So right now I'm recording this in a tiny little hostel room in New Zealand. The whole idea of this trip came about because I met a man called Kevin Webber running in the Sahara Desert. Throughout that week in the desert, sadly he told me that he has terminal prostate cancer, and he was one of these incredibly inspiring men, and he left an impression on me. I wanted to do something to raise some awareness for the charity and understand a little bit more about prostate cancer. I started this journey back in January of 2018 and over the last 21 months I've been working my way around the world, running a marathon every 2 or 3 days. So I do 3 or 4 countries per week. The amount of people that have been generous, have been kind, have opened up their homes, have ran with me and have gone completely out of their way to make this trip possible, it's just countless. The most challenging part of this journey isn't the running, actually. It is everything else. 400 flights, 90 visas, 9 passports. I've been put in cells, I've been shot at, I've been robbed at knife point. Honestly, the amount of crazy things that have happened in this journey are just endless. When I crossed that line in Athens on November the 10th, that is my 2-year finish line, a really, really long 7,000-mile run. I absolutely adore running, and I've had a newfound respect for the planet and its people, and so I'm going to miss exploring, but I am totally exhausted and I'm ready to put my feet up for a while. Prostate cancer is killing 11,000 men every year, and I hope that some of this money that we raise goes to the national screening programme and helps get men checked and stop them from dying.
I'm Mavis Paterson and I've been nominated for the Endurance Award. Well, I've always been interested in challenges. My friend who was cycling with me, she said, I think we should try and go for the Guinness Book of Records, see if you're the oldest person who's cycled from Land's End to John O'Groats. So that's how it came about. I thought, well, I'll do something for Macmillan because I'm on the committee and I support Macmillan Cancer Support because my sister died of cancer. But also I'm doing this in memory of my 3 children who tragically died, one in 2012 and then 2013 and 2016, all within 4 years of each other.
Every single year she comes to us with a different challenge, and you can see the committee roll in their eyes when she suggests it. And she said to me in 2019, Derek, I'm going to do Land's End to John O'Groats on my 81st birthday. And I thought, oh my goodness. But you know that she's going to do it, and she's determined. And you've never got any doubt that she's going to fulfil what she says she's going to do.
And it's just been amazing, you know, the support I've been given because of my age and the fact that it was 969 miles with torrential rain every day until the last 3 days and the sun came out, and that was beautiful.
To date she's raised £75,000, and I think that's just down to the power of Mavis. You know, it's people really buy into her as a person and how inspirational she is, and people look in the mirror and think, you know, that could be my mother or my grandmother or my friend or my family member, and she's an amazing ambassador for Macmillan, and we're really, really glad to have her on board.
Hi, I'm Shelly Gordon and I've been nominated for Endurance Fundraiser of the Year. Tony and I met, it's probably 7 years ago now. We met at a friend's wedding. Tony then moved down to mine and then we opened Let's Run together. With Tony, as far as I knew, he didn't have any problems with depression. The night before everything happened, on the Wednesday night, he got in the car and he tried to open the car door while I was driving. We got back here and he didn't come back in the house. The next day, I thought, oh, he's just hiding out the way because he knows we're now going to take the mick out of him for being drunk and acting like an idiot the night before. I went out to the van and I could see straight through the passenger window that he'd hung himself. I think people just expect it to be somebody that's divorced, somebody that's showing outward signs of depression, that the only way out is suicide, but it's not. I had a look at different charities, particularly in relation to males. So Calm was the one that kept coming up. It just was so relevant to my situation that I thought that's the right charity to raise the money for me. The Spine's a 268-mile race along the Pennine Way, and it's just brutal. Tony had entered me in that race, so that's why else it seemed appropriate to choose that. I wanted it to be tough, maybe a bit of fighting the demons away, that I feel like I'm putting myself through something worthwhile for Tony and all the other families out there that are going through it. And it was awful. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. My first disclaimer was Monday morning. We thought I'd broken my foot. I think I lasted till Wednesday before I started on codeine. I got a bit of a chest infection and then the hypothermia just goes away eventually, doesn't it? So that was okay. I remember seeing the 4.5 mile sign and crying my eyes out, knowing that I'd nearly finished the race, and having my last conversations with Tony saying, I hope you're pleased with me for doing this. It was always about finishing. I wanted to raise that awareness and that money, and that was the ultimate aim. So I came second lady eventually. Jasmine beat me by 2 days, but she did beat all the men as well, so I wasn't miles behind.